We set the specific rules. If you don't follow orders, you will lose. Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Today I want to talk about a component library. A topic that you think is easy, but actually for a developer, it's a long dilemma. Picture this, we have an app. We have an app. And in our app, we need components. We need buttons, we need images, we need labels, we need date pickers and different other components. Option 1 is elegant. Your designer designs the components from the scratch. Everything aligns to your corporate style. And your front-end developer, for him it's a nightmare, develops all those components. It's elegant, it's super expensive, and it's stupid. The only way when this makes sense is when your companies sell components. Option 2 is practical. You take one of the most popular component library frameworks like Material Design, Ant Design, Tailwind-based components. There's so many solutions in the market, and in majority of them, the only thing you need to do is configure one theme file to set your colors, sizes, stylings. That's it. What would you choose? If you think the choice is obvious, then I have bad news for you. Last 3 companies I worked, they created their own components from the scratch. Were not maintained, because somebody needs to maintain them, somebody needs to update them, somebody needs to add extra functionality, and sometimes you don't have for that. You need to solve business solutions. Now, we agreed that we will use component library framework. How do we handle that? Option 1 says you never import the component directly from the package, but you create the abstraction and use it all over your app. If tomorrow some big major change will happen to that component, you have only one place to update it. Option 2 says we import all the basic components from the package itself and create our own abstraction only when we need to add extra logic, something we cannot do with built-in tools. Both of these options have pros and cons. Next step, we create our own custom component. How do we handle props? If you think this is the simplest question of all, we once spent 2.5 hours trying to understand how should we handle the props. Option 1 says you omit every possible prop from the base component and keep only what you need. I would not say this is bad decision, this is wrong decision, because people develop complex and difficult component that you can use a lot of things if you need them, right? But you just cut all the possibilities, all the props. The developer, if they need to use something that is written in documentation, they will not be able to do that. Why? Because you omit every possible prop. Option 2 says we keep every prop from the base component, and if we need something else, then we add extra props. That's it. Now, the juicy part, where should we put those components? That's easy. You just create components folder and put everything there. One of the past companies where I worked, they had a components folder with 156 components. Of course, nobody knew what is there. You forget what is there because you put everything there. They were a component that were supposed to be used only in one place on a sign-in form, but they put the component there. Nobody will open the folder with 156 components and try to scroll, try to understand what is there and see can they use that or not. Look, first we renamed old components to retired components because majority of them were useless. We didn't even use them, but we didn't know which one we use or not. And instead, chasing the dead components, we just moved them to the retired and created the components folder for ourselves. We set the specific rules. If you don't follow orders, you will lose. So what are those rules? The holy grail is KISS, keep it simple, stupid. If you can import something from the package itself, do it. No need to create extra component. If you can do some extra functionality with inline props, do it. No need to create some extra abstraction that will do that, because most of the times he will use it in one place only. Which brings us to the second one, Yagni. You're not gonna need it. Don't create abstraction in case maybe tomorrow somebody will use that. They will not. Third, dry. If and only if you reuse some component somewhere else, then this is a reason to move it to components folder. Do not repeat yourself. Leverage existing components. Use maximum of what you already have. If you want to do something, try to reuse everything that you already have without installing new package or creating new component. Clean up. Review your components from time to time. See which of them you can combine, which of them you can split, which of them you can update. Thank you for watching. Follow these rules to avoid creating components to folder and have optimal component library for yourself and for your team. Bye-bye.